Directionally challenged hiker here, ready to do a review on my Xero Shoes Z-Trail EV Sandals that I purchased the end of October for my early November backpacking trip in the Grand Canyon. I actually ordered the sandals and they arrived just days before my hike. Um, I did get to try them out around the house a little bit to see if they were going to be comfortable and they were going to work for what I wanted on this hike. My reasoning for purchasing a new pair of sandals just before a hike was I'd been and still am experiencing some lateral foot pain on my right foot, and my go-to hiking sandals, my Tevas, were irritating it. I'd actually found that when I walked around the house barefoot, it felt good. So I figured, well, I'm going to try a minimalist sandal for around camp. And these Z-Trail EV Sandals, they fit the bill. They are a minimalist sandal. They are crazy lightweight. They weigh in at 9.6 ounces for the pair. They are flexible and they were comfortable around the house, so I figured, we're taking them on the trail. They do have some decent tread on the sole, and it is a thin rubber sole, and then over that is a kind of a slightly cushier material footbed, again very thin. There is no, as you can see, there is no arch support, and then there is no there's no raised area on the lateral side of your foot where I was experiencing some irritation and pain. So that was going to be good for me. As their name says, they have the Z, the Z-type strap. It originates on the inside of your foot, and then it goes out to the outer edge, and that actually is part of the sole comes up to attach the strap, and you kind of just give them a tug however you want to tighten them or loosen them. And then the back is what I would consider the classic the classic sandal strap, just kind of velcros, and you can shorten them or lengthen them to your foot. So yeah, pretty easy to adjust. They were comfortable around the house, and I was pretty excited about shedding a few ounces out of my backpack so I can bring more junk, right? Anyway, my first day was down the Hermit to Granite Rapids, and that's 10.3 miles of steep, rocky trail. By the time I got into camp, my right foot was hurting. I couldn't wait to, take off my boots and put on my sandals. And then the next day, I was to be staying at Granite Rapids. So my day was just going to be explore the camp area, and these sandals were going to get a workout. So I got up in the morning, and my foot was feeling a little better after resting, and I pulled on some hiking socks, strapped on my sandals, and I went a short ways upriver to where the river trips would stay to see that area. And it's not too bad. You have to cross the creek bed, and there's a little bit of rock, nothing extreme. And I was careful with my foot, but they felt pretty comfortable. I mean, I didn't slide a whole lot. And then a little later on, I was exploring the area where the backpackers usually stay, and there's some dunes, so I was scrambling up and down the dunes, enjoying the views, and they were perfect. And then around lunchtime, I was ready to hang out at the river, and there's a beautiful beach area there. You'll have to watch some of my other videos, but yeah, Granite Rapids, beautiful little beach area along the river. So I wore the sandals in the sand, waded in the river with them. At this point, I'd taken the socks off, but they were comfortable walking around in the sand. They were comfortable walking around in the water. They protected my feet from those little rocks that are just so annoying. But yeah, I was really liking them. I will say I cannot vouch for their lasting durability. I've only had them since the end of October, and they didn't do any crazy trail. They were basically a camp shoe, other than the second day where I did explore the area with them. I will say they are, for me, a great sandal in that kind of terrain. Mostly beach area, nothing too aggressive. If I'm going to go back up Hermit Creek, scramble around the creek bed, a more aggressive terrain area, I'm going to want a more robust sandal. There's just too much, I do want to protect my feet a little bit. So great for, you know, kind of a relaxed camp experience at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. But if I'm going to do some aggressive exploring, I do want a more robust sandal. But I'm not dissing them. That's just a personal opinion on that. Once I climbed back out and got on the rim, I was wearing them around the house, and you know, they are, I mean, I think they're kind of cute. They're not really like chunky. Okay, my Tevas are pretty chunky, Chacos are pretty chunky, and you know, I just thought they're pretty cute, you know, wear around with like shorts, tank top, stuff like that. So I'm like, yay. I did have an issue, which for me is definitely a deal breaker. Um, I was wearing them around the house, and I noticed that the material that the footbed is made out of, it is comfortable. It was making my feet stink, and I don't mind wearing socks with my sandals in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, but if I'm wearing sandals around, you know, in normal life, I like to wear my sandals without socks, and having a pair of sandals that is going to make my feet stink, it's not going to work for me there. I'm not saying, I mean, they will probably go back to the bottom of the Grand Canyon with me as a camp shoe, because a lot of times I do wear socks with my sandals around camp, or I wouldn't be wearing them for that long. But yeah, definitely that was one of the cons of these sandals, was the footbed making my feet stink, and then they're not a sturdy enough sandal for me on a more aggressive hike. Well, anyway, that is my review of the Xero Shoes Z-Trail EV Sandals. This is a non-sponsored video. I purchased the sandals with my own money. I just figured I wanted to let you know what I thought of the sandals. I mean, again, they are comfortable, and they might be great for some people. For me, they're not going to be a great go-to sandal for my everyday life because I'm not wearing socks. So anyway, for now, directionally challenged hiker here.